Morning, guys. Day 293. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning, getting an early start today. Been up for a little while working on some projects. I'm kind of stuck on one. I'm redoing a website and I'm running into a little snafu with some code from a third party developer. So I'm waiting on a response from him. Should be a simple fix, but man, I just cannot find the section of the code that I need because I'm not sure how he's calling things. And it's a holiday, so I don't know when I'll hear back. Been waiting a couple days, but I don't expect anything for at least another week, and there's no big rush on this one. So I'm going to do a nice early morning walk here. Well, it's still really cool. It's about in the low 60s. Beautiful weather out. This is just awesome. I mean, low 60s at night, 70s during the day. I wish it was exactly like this year round. It's just awesome. But as soon as I get back from that, I'm going to shower, shave, clean up, and then as soon as they open, I'm going back over to the nursery where I got all the jasmine plants in the backyard here from. Well, you can't really see it, it's nighttime, but you can see they're taken off nicely. But anyway, they have a really good selection. They were very helpful, and they had fair prices, certainly way more than Home Depot or Lowe's does. But what I'm in the market for right now is another round of indoor plants. And I say another round because I do not have a green thumb. I've tried. I try to learn. I look things up on the web. There's just so much about it I don't know. I just don't get, and honestly, so much I just don't care about. I just want them to look nice. I've had some awesome ferns and palms, and I'm looking for things to be room accents, large stuff. And I've had some awesome stuff, spent some good money, and then killed them horribly. So it was just a complete waste of money. But they look great when I set them in place. So anyway, I did some more research, and I think the main problem was, at least with what I've done in the past, the light level in the room. It's a very dark room. It's my theater room, so it's controlled. It's blacked out. There is no direct sun into the room. There's some indirect sunlight, but it's let's see, what direction is that? It's a north-facing window, so it gets zero direct sun, and the whole back of the house is my studio. That's kept dark too, so I mean, there's no direct sunlight coming in to hit any plants I put in the house at all. So I need something that's very low light tolerant, something hardy, low maintenance, something I have to water once or twice a month would be ideal. I'm not thinking cactus because that's Florida, but something along those lines, where you just don't care much about it. But I want something that grows fairly quick. I mean, I don't want to have to buy a $100 huge plant because it only grows an inch a year. I know that there's a lot of hardy stuff out there that is like that. It's just really slow growing because they're so tolerant and they don't need a lot of water. I want something in the middle. I found some good stuff online, I think, but again, I'm going to consult the experts. Something like a snake plant would probably, I think, be ideal. It grows large, it's a medium grower, has all the criteria I need, and it's got a lot of greenage, and that's what I'm looking for, something to cover the wall space, the floor space. I've got some big pots. I've got one out here. I've got some more down in the corner down there, and I've got a couple nice little tables I could put stuff on, and I've got a wrought iron stand for the pots. So I've got a nice set of arrangements to make the room look nice. I'm thinking something to flank the TV, something maybe underneath a 6-foot print I have in the middle of the room. Depends on the prices too. They look really cheap. Lowe's has snake plants for like $3 in a pot. So I mean, they're not expensive. And these huge jasmines are only $15 a piece. So if they're $10-15 a piece, that's cool. I'm only looking for 6 to 8 at the most. I'm thinking 3 groups, and see how it goes. But I'm definitely going to consult the experts there at the nursery and see what else they have along those lines. If I can make some type of nice mixed arrangement, that would be really cool too. And then I'm going to get the wall art up as soon as I get the plants arranged, see what kind of space I have left. Before I've done a combination, I've had some really large, like 2x3 prints up there. I've had smaller groupings of 18, 20 size prints, and I can't say I'm real happy with any layout on that wall because it's such a short ceiling. It's fairly wide, but the TV's smack dab in the middle, so you're really left with these two rectangles with a pretty good spread in the middle of a thin strip above the TV. And I've never really known what I like to do with that. I've tried a small print up there. I've tried some canvas stuff. I don't know, nothing really hits a chord with me. So I'll probably go back to just two large prints centered in the sides and call it a day. And then I've got some smaller prints to put back up along the different parts of the walls. But they've been down a while since we repainted the room, and that's been several months. It's just, I don't know, I kind of got used to it looking clean and modern. But the wife says she wants the art back up, so I will do that. And I've got about 30 or 40 prints to choose from, all stuff that I took and I made and I printed and just sitting here, and I can swap back into whatever frames I want. So I have the selection, just have to figure out what and where to put stuff. And yesterday I met with a new cigar company, and they happen to be a local one too. Like I said, it helps to work in the #2 cigar city in the world, Tampa. So I'm looking forward to trying their stuff out. And later tonight or this afternoon, I have to drop the wife off at the airport, and she's coming back 11:45 New Year's Eve. So no New Year's Eve party this year. That sucks. Anyway, I'm going to get going here. It's about 5:15. Get a walk in, get cleaned up, head out to the nursery. A couple other little things I can't remember. It's kind of early. I need my coffee. Got a load of dishes and the coffee going, so that'll be ready by the time I get back. All right, it's about 7:45. I just finished a long testing session, and I am really excited because I nailed it. I now have a true professional grade portable live stream broadcast setup. No joke. From anywhere with a half decent upload link, I can do it. What the heck? Oh, God. Saw the ladder. I was like, what's behind me? But yeah, this is going to totally, seriously raise the bar as far as quality level of live streams. Especially, well, goes without saying, any cigar-related live stream, but pretty much every live stream I've seen so far has been absolute crap. Just my opinion. I'm not just talking about cigar shows or anything. I mean, anybody using non-true professional gear, it shows. I mean, the audio, I think most of them sound like tin cans in a string in a tunnel. Video, I mean, people look like high school kids playing Call of Duty with headphones on. You don't see anything like that on television. You don't see anything like that in movies or documentaries or any kind of legitimate broadcast. It's just so disconnected from being a professional level broadcast. And that's what I started doing with my videos very early on. I recognized that at the time, frankly, I didn't care for any other cigar videos out there. I think, professionally speaking, they were just completely off the mark. Some have improved over the years. Some have disappeared. Some are still really, really crappy. But early on, I said, you know what? I'm recognizing that these things need improvement. I want to do the best audio, the best video I can, set lighting, professional photos. Obviously, everything has evolved over the years. And that's just been my mindset. When I do something, I like to do it right. So I put forth the effort to do the live streams. I recognized what I didn't like out there, what seemed to be the norm, and I did what I had to do to up the game. So that's why I did it. For that reason, I'm not actually going to detail exactly everything I did. It's not rocket science. Obviously, I figured everything out in the matter of, I don't know, I put 5-6 hours total into actually doing everything. But it's not easy. I'm not lying. And anybody that's doing live broadcasts, it's not easy. There's a lot of stuff to do, from the video, the encoding, the audio, hardware, multiple software thing. It's kind of stupid. I mean, there really should be something out there from Google or Microsoft or Apple. I don't care. But if live streaming is going to be a big thing, and Google is certainly really pushing it now, they got to make it easier, because there is no freaking way the average person can do even the crappy broadcasts. But anything good, no, forget about it. I mean, it takes a very techie person. It takes, like I said, multiple pieces of software to get that working right. But I did get it working right. So my first live show for Cigar Obsession will be Thursday the 2nd at 9 p.m. And I'm still even figuring out some of the backside of Google stuff for that, as far as promotion and setup. There's a couple things that are still very disconnected because of the way you have to do the broadcast and link to your YouTube channel and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll work on that. But one thing at a time, man. I got to test what I've done now, because I've changed so many things from last time. I need to make sure everything is going to work. I'm sure I'm going to find some things that I've changed here that aren't going to work, or at least won't work well enough. And the one after that, it's going to be even better. You know, I take things in chunk. That's something I went through in the YouTube class and the internet class that I gave back in November. You cannot expect to change everything at the same time and have everything work. Concentrate on one specific problem, perfect that, then move on to the next thing. You know, I learned that the hard way. Back starting the videos and everything, I tried to do everything different and do everything perfectly, from the way I speak to the format, technical stuff. It just doesn't work. You need to concentrate on one thing at a time, perfect that. It's kind of like muscle memory, but for the brain, and then move on, and it works. So I'm gonna get ready here, and still need to take a shower and go over to the nursery. It's only about 10 minutes down the road, and hopefully come back with some cool plants. Here we are at the nursery. Hope they have a good selection of indoor plants. They should. They got a pretty big showroom inside, but I never really took a good close look at it. Holy crap, are the cops out today. I only had to go a couple miles down this road. 3 people pulled over, including 2 motorcycles. It is the end of the month, folks. Quotas are not a myth, so watch yourselves the next few days. Alright, well, I'm getting some really good ideas here. We're out testing pots and configurations, and this is kind of the start of something. I really dig this Zanzibaria in this black tall square pot, and then we got the gardener bringing over some other stuff, and we're going to take a look, just place stuff around and see what looks good. Plenty of options. They do have some good plants here to choose from. Not a lot in stock, but she's got enough for what I need. I'm probably going to end up getting pots at Home Depot or Lowe's, because these things are insanely expensive. These little ones are 50 bucks each. Big one here is 120, so that ain't going to happen. But the plants are decent. They're only 15, 20 a piece. And this one would actually be split in 2. This is too big for that pot, obviously, but it would fill both of those. So it looks like I might be able to get out for 100 bucks or so in plants, which is fine. That's a good price. I'm going to be getting 4 or 5 full plants, but they will have to be split because they are very large. And then I'll just find pots somewhere else once we figure out what plants I want. So here's the guys I went with. I've got 6 plants in there, and I'm going to do a 3-tier design. I can either split these 2 big ones up or keep them whole. I think I'm going to keep them whole and just use bigger pots because I like them nice and full. All that for 57 bucks out the door. Can't beat that. Now I'm going to go take these home, and boy, I'm wishing I did that car cleaning after right now, but we put down the plastic. So I'll just drive home with the windows up, won't be that bad. But I gotta find some pots, and if I can find something the right shape, I'll just spray paint it, because I really did love that gloss black. That looked awesome. And I got 3 big ones at home. I just need to verify the sizes and shapes, and I'll figure it out. Alright, scored some cool stuff at Home Depot. I got 3 stands. One it's an 8-inch tall stand, and I've got one at home which is maybe 10 or 12. And then I got 2 of these 20s. And I got 2 of these big squarish type pots and 2 round ones. And then I've got 2 more at home that are kind of in between, about this size. And I really liked that gloss black that they had at the nursery. So, grabbed 3 cans of gloss black enamel paint. I'm gonna make myself some. And then I got 4 saucers. These huge ones here go right into the stands. And then 2 big bags of potting soil. So that should do it. Got all of this for $120. That's less than the cost of one of those tall pots back at the nursery. Would have been over $700 to buy their pots and saucers. Just kind of too much. Alright, got everything painted. Looks real good. Used almost all 3 cans of the paint. These clay saucers really soaked up the paint. I only did the upper edges and then the front sides. Those 4 took a whole can all by themselves, and you can see it's not even covered. It just soaks up the liquid like crazy. And then everything else went real nice. I was tempted to leave those because they had that black and silver thing going on, but nah, they look better just enamel black. These are the 2 I already had. One was like a beige and one was a darker red. So painted those 2. So I'll have 4 up on stands. 2 of the stands are slightly taller than the other 2, and then 2 on the ground. And everything except the center stands will have the saucers underneath them. Got the plants just hanging out here. We got, should be enough potting soil. Hopefully, because they're freaking 11 bucks a bag. It's crazy. And of course, it just started raining, so I gotta grab these, pull them on the porch here. Oops. Forgot to put down plastic. Yeah. Well, I guess I could pressure wash it or paint it. Oh well. Almost there. Got 3 left. Definitely have to go buy more potting soil. Got this one ready to go, but none for filler, and those 2 need a lot. So I do need to run up to the store and get 1 more big bag, and then it'll be good to go. It's looking pretty good inside. They'll need to fill out a little bit, but I think they'll look really good in 6 to 9 months. Well, I went down the street to Ace instead of going all the way down to Home Depot, and this is why you just can't beat Home Depot. They didn't carry the big bags that Home Depot does, but these are the same cost. So I paid twice as much for 1.5 times the material. And there we go. Came out real nice. It's going to look even better in the coming months. I purposely bought the pots big. She said I could plant them down in appropriately sized pots, but in 6 months I would be splitting the plants to replant them. So I figured, why not just buy them big and live with them not looking quite as full until they're filled in, and then I don't have to do any of that crap. The little guys, I just have to do a light watering once a week, and the big ones just get a misting once a week, and that's all I have to do. So it came out real nice. It'll look better once all this Christmas crap is put away. I don't like this. Way to ruin a look. And then that needs to go away.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Christmas is over.
Not until after the 1st.
Oh, what's that? You leave in an hour? Darn. See you guys tomorrow.